Have you ever pondered the reasons that brought this person into your path as your wife? Was it pure luck, or is there a more elevated purpose conducted by the sacred? Could it be that your wife is not only your life companion, but also your karma and your grace? In the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda, no relationship is random. Existence forms a network of forces, decisions, and celestial direction. Every encounter, every connection, every loving feeling has a purpose that transcends superficial understanding. Your wife is not here only to make you happy or to share a home. She is present to awaken something in your soul, to unleash the karmic currents of your past, to contribute to your maturation through fortune and adversity. She represents your mirror, your examination, and your foundation. And at times, she is the hand of grace sent by the divine to carry you when you cannot walk on your own. This lesson is about learning to observe your spouse with the soul's perspective, to grasp why love can be tough yet supremely sacred, and to realize how, through her, life forms your inner growth. If you have ever felt that your marriage is more than an emotional bond, that it carries lessons and hidden mysteries, then walk with us along this sacred path. In this life period and in all antecedent ones, each thought, word, and gesture records a remembrance in your soul. This represents the rule of karma. It doesn't denote correction or remuneration, but proportion, superior justice, working silently. Following Yogananda's guidance, no soul comes into your journey coincidentally. Every relationship is magnetized according to the energy you specifically manifested. Your woman is not beside you by accident. She constitutes a soul whose root met yours in the past. Maybe you cared for each other, maybe you harmed one another, or maybe she was assigned to finalize something pending. She has reappeared, so these karmic seeds could mature into advancement, renewal, and conversion. Some spirits pass rapidly through our path, but a spouse is linked to us intensely, vibrationally and divinely. She reflects your strengths and weaknesses. It's through this reflection that karma manifests its goal. Connections are sacred learning spaces for the spirit. Those most intimate with us are commonly the ones with whom we maintain the strongest karmic ties. Your partner is part of your soul's pilgrimage back to the Almighty, aiding you in realizing the invisible story of your past conduct. This recognition is the primary action toward a love that is enlightened and emancipating. In the sacred traditions of India, the feminine is revered as Shakti, the creative force of the universe. Yogananda instructed us that a woman, particularly as a spouse, is not just a partner, but a living embodiment of compassion. When she enters your life through marriage, she brings both karmic connection and divine potential. If a husband perceives her only through the scope of dependency or yearning, he forfeits a wonderful possibility. But if he observes her with understanding, as a vessel of the Divine Mother, her being becomes blessed. She supports not only your physical self and feelings, but also your inner being. In her radiance, you meet stillness. In her energy, you meet fearlessness. Even in her grievances or difficulties, you discover concealed lessons that assist your development. Yogananda said, "When you learn to see the soul in your partner, you begin to love with the eyes of God." Your spouse is not just performing material responsibilities. Purposefully or accidentally, she helps you navigate your way. She refines your harsh qualities, reduces your conceit, and commonly provides more than she obtains. When she loves unconditionally, she becomes a vessel of divine benevolence. This mercy is not always gentle. Sometimes it is cutting, sometimes quiet, but it is always holy. See her as more than a name or role. She is a portion of the sacred, showing temporarily as your partner, sent by God to uplift your soul. When you consider her thus, your home becomes a sacred space and your union a journey to liberation. Commonly in wedlock we await only pleasure, convenience, and partnership. Yet Yogananda tenderly teaches us that real love, like actual spiritual progress, is not always effortless. Your wife is here not only to bring happiness, but to awaken you through the hidden power of karma. Karma doesn't always manifest as distress, nor is it always comfortable to spot. Sometimes it appears as emotional struggles, recurring patterns, misunderstandings, or the friction of two personalities learning to live as one. Your spouse, deliberately or not, may stimulate reactions, fury, conceit, resentment, doubt, not because she is mistaken, but because your essence is ready to encounter and surpass them. This is how karma teaches. Yogananda expressed, every obstacle is a trial to empower your spirit. When your companion disputes you, she is not harming you. She is showing something within you that is set to evolve. Your persistence extends. When proved, your vanity eases when humbled. Your attachment intensifies when it outlasts the upheaval. Instead of thinking, why does she do this? Ask, what education is this bringing me? Your partnership is not only private, it is divine. Through your spouse, life delivers instruction contained in routine talks, emotional replies, and peaceful times. Oppose them and they continue. Understand them and they vanish. This is the divine movement of karma, manifesting in the sheltered intimacy of your house. When you start understanding this, you no longer see tensions as obstacles but as entrances. Your woman becomes not just your companion, but your instructor in concealment. Marriage is not merely a social agreement. It is not simply about sharing a domicile, creating a lineage, or carrying out tasks. In its deepest interpretation, partnership is a spiritual workout, a sacred regimen God implements in your life for the progression of your spirit. Yogananda regularly proclaimed that real spiritual growth doesn't happen exclusively in chambers or sanctuaries. It occurs in the peaceful instances of everyday existence, particularly within the closeness of matrimony. When two souls link, their vibrations begin integrating. Their behaviors, emotions, and notions affect one another significantly. This nearness, though lovely, provides tremendous possibility for development. Through partnership, you are constantly prompted to practice sacrifice, forgiveness, persistence, and understanding, the basis of spiritual existence. Yogananda said, spirituality is tested in action, and marriage gives you this test daily. It is not about attaining excellence, but about building mindfulness, aware that your reactions are your teachers. Your spouse is not here to track your journey or mirror your rhythm. She follows her own path next to you. There are periods when your partner's existence feels like a peaceful medicine for your spirit. When existence feels burdensome, yet a praise, a tender caress, or her quiet presence brings tranquility to your heart. These are not trivial movements. They are hints of divine favor. Divine favor often disguises itself in elementary forms. In nourishment, she provides without complaint, in the attention in her eyes, in the supplication she voices when you don't notice. Yogananda educated. Acknowledge the Creator in those who help you in little and steady ways. Your partner may have been provided not simply to level your karma, but to lift your spirit. If she advances with loyalty, compassion, and a merciful heart, she is certainly a benediction arising from your own spiritual merit. In her being, you acquire both an image and a blessing. She is mercy moving quietly beside you in mortal shape. Now that you have commenced observing your spouse through the perspective of karma and benevolence, how should you sincerely regard her? The answer is elementary but converting. See beyond the shell. Look beyond physical form, beyond habits, beyond personality. See into her core. Yogananda declared that every bond is an opening for release if we are ready to recognize it. Your woman is your karma. She bears reverberations of your history, the pleasures and incomplete teachings that drew your spirits together. But she is also your grace, because through her you are given the chance to rise above old patterns and become your highest self. When you move from "what do I acquire from this partnership" to "what is life endeavoring to educate me through this partnership?" a significant transformation starts. You finish condemning, you finish managing. Instead, you begin loving intentionally, with perception, with esteem. As Yogananda declared, "In every essence, recognize the holy. In every difficulty, recognize the hand of the Almighty." When you begin to see your wife this way, not only as a partner, but as a sacred presence in your life, you discover that love, when lived with wisdom, becomes liberation. And that wedlock, when practiced with mindfulness, becomes an entrance to the Creator. Dear soul, if you have listened this far, it means something in this message resonated with your heart. Perhaps you have initiated seeing your companion or partner, or even past unions, in a novel brightness. What previously appeared as struggle or bewilderment may now seem as sacred coordination, directing your internal development. As Paramahansa Yogananda beautifully taught, authentic love is not of the body, but of the soul. It is discovered in comprehension, in generous offering, and in developing together toward the radiance of the divine. Until that time, stay loving, remain attentive, and follow the path with an open heart.